everybody. I'm going to make this real quick. This is episode 7, and it's about COVID-19. Now, our friends Brad and Kasey Wallace actually are the owners of Xpnsion Network. We are one of the TV channels on Xpnsion Network. And Brad and Kasey were kind enough to let Trish and I actually go to the interview that you're going to see in this particular episode. We're doing this to get some information out there that is correct. This doctor has been into homeopathy and all of that stuff for 40 years. Okay, he started way back when people thought, you know, he's got licenses, he's a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, and all kinds of other things. But in the video, he's going to tell you what his sources are for the information about this virus. And the information is really good as far as using it every day, even when this is over, just to take care of yourself so that you can have your, what do they call it? Your immune system, I forget the big word, but have your immune system up to par. Have it as strong as it can be. He's going to tell you a few things that you can do, and he's located in St. George, Utah. So basically, all I really want to do here is say, okay, watch this show. That's going to be what this episode is all about. Now, for us real quick, keep in mind we are going to be doing video appointments, okay? And for those of you that are here local, you can set up an appointment. Our hours are real short right now here at the shop. The shop is located at 3419 South State Street, South Salt Lake, Utah, 84115. Our shop number is 801-679-1717. You can contact Trish on Instagram and on Facebook, okay? We do have a website. We're going to be updating that. We're going to get our Etsy up and running again, but I believe that the Instagram and the video appointments are the most modern way of doing this so that you can really see. We've already shipped to 9 different countries, not counting the USA, and we've shipped all over the USA successfully with pieces in the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 range, clear down to $25. So we make sure it's going to get to you safely. Please enjoy this particular episode. We're doing this for you to have some information that we consider to be reliable. This guy's a doctor, okay? I'm not. So pay attention to what this guy has to say. All right? We love you. You can watch episode 8. They're coming out soon, but let's start with this one. Get it out there. And please take care. We love you all. We hope to hear from you or see you when this is all over. Whatever works. Be good. We love you.
In today's program, we're going to be talking to Dr. Donald Brandenburg, chiropractic internist.
Very good.
Very good. And he's an extraordinary practitioner, holistic practitioner, and not just in all of the years of his experience of practice, but also, of course, a lot of his wisdom and education in everything natural for the body. And we want to have this conversation with him of, I'm going to be careful with my words here, but I would love to ask you if, what is your perception of what's going on now that would lighten the load for somebody of maybe what they've been embedded with fear, and they've been encoded with fear. There's so much information out there, and maybe you can kind of help lighten everybody's load from your perspective.
Okay. That's a tough question. Good question. Very tough. So let me talk about a little background of the coronavirus. You probably have had people talk about it.
Not yet, so please go ahead.
So most of my information is going to be from 2 sources. Robert Rowan, who's a medical doctor in infectious disease. He's an expert and did a lot of his research in Africa with Ebola. And the other doctor that I want to kind of quote is Dr. Greger. He's a medical doctor that does research, mostly on food. So the coronavirus has been around for 30 years. We've known about it in various types of viruses. It's a part of a big umbrella of viruses called respiratory viruses because it affects your upper respiratory tract in your lungs. And so the theory, and some of this has been proven, are that these viruses have come about in the last 30 years partly because the humans have invaded their spaces and deforested their environment. So it stresses these animals, and they have these viruses, which to them are like little flu viruses. But as soon as you pour cortisol on that virus, it makes it a super virus.
Okay.
So that's what the stress does.
Okay, so I want to back up really quickly. So
Okay.
cortisol is the natural hormonal response to fear and stress.
That's right.
So if I have a virus and I am overly stressed and overly fearful and over anxiety, now wait, this is sounding familiar to everybody, but let's not go there, okay?
Yes, yeah.
This is going to amplify this
Absolutely.
virus
It can
in a
make
super
A
component.
simple virus into a mega virus. Okay.
Just that information is just like, okay, explanation. Please
Yeah.
continue. So thank you for that.
So, for example, the HIV virus came from apes. I mean, we can trace this back with very scientifically. Then we have these viruses that come from pigs and chickens. That's the Avis virus and swine flu, bird flu. So those are similar viruses, respiratory viruses, and that has come about because we've taken our farms and we put these animals into cages, and now it's factory farming, and these animals are all stressed.
So their cortisol is engaged.
Very
so
high.
what was a mild virus is now a super virus
Yeah.
being passed out. Wow.
Now you can die from swine flu
Wow.
and bird flu. So the coronavirus, and these are also, all of those are coronaviruses.
Okay.
So there's a big category in coronaviruses.
Okay, so does that have to do maybe with the number?
Yes.
Okay.
So now once it mutates and becomes a supervirus, then they start to define it as COVID-19 or some number to it. H1N1,
Okay.
H7N5.
Okay.
Those
Okay.
are all respiratory viruses that have come about in the same way.
Okay.
And the coronavirus, currently this one, started in China, and the theory is it started from bats or some wild game meat that was that they were selling in the market.
Okay.
I know there are other theories out there.
There are, but that's okay. We can go with
This
that
one really makes more sense to me because
Okay.
it follows the other theories and the other proven out viral entities that have become superbugs.
Okay.
So let's talk about maybe therapies that are helpful and may
Great.
ease some people's minds.
Right.
And there are at least 4 that I can think of off the top of my head. One of them is just your structural balance, just your spine being balanced. Just doing yoga helps to make your body energy smoother and you can live in your body better. So chiropractic adjustments are very helpful for any kind of viral insults or flus. Yoga is good, walking is good, something to move your body and balance your body up. In Oregon for 25 years I was pretty much a chiropractic pediatric doctor. So I saw, 30,000 kids. And I was so well known for infections with kids that on the way to the emergency room with a child that had 105, 106 degree fever, they would stop at my office and beg me to adjust them.
Wow.
I could adjust the atlas and bring their fever down to 100 within 2 or 3 minutes.
Wow.
Couldn't every one of them, but the ones that had a structural imbalance, that worked. So that's how important your structure is and how important your atlas is being centered. Another good example is the chiropractors that ran the emergency room in Chicago in one of the hospitals. They would see people with angina and potentially heart attacks. They would adjust the mid-thoracic spine, and the angina would disappear within 5 minutes. So that's all the nerve supply to your lungs and your heart, and even the Washington, D.C. did a study. They were trying to disprove chiropractic and say it didn't work. Well, and they were doing it with children with ear infections. After the study, they found out antibiotics did nothing for the ear infections. These are like, I don't know, 5,000 kids that they studied.
Right.
Chiropractic adjustments was the most effective way to treat ear infections, and getting rid of dairy products was the second most effective way to treat ear infections.
Right.
So structure is important.
That's amazing to hear that, because I think I can, kind of count my own self among probably the majority of people out there have no idea about any of this.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody just kind of thinks, oh, I hurt my back, I'm going to put it off.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll finally go see a chiropractor, and he can, of course, we always
And
think you'll
hopefully-
miraculously do it in one visit, right? You're just going to reline everything, okay?
One visit is very hopeful.
Right. But that's what it's for.
Yeah.
We have no idea of all the
That's right.
ramifications of all of that.
Wow. and I feel bad for the people that might be exposed to corona and they wake up and their neck is out, they have a headache, and their low back hurts, and they don't get it fixed.
Right. So let's go to, and what about, let's talk continue further on what you think daily practice for people too, and like intake. What should we be taking in?
So the second of my four categories would be your diet.
Right.
Extremely important. And the people that I see that I've treated the longest, I've done this 40 years. I had 10 years before I went to chiropractic school as a surgical technologist, scrubbed in the operating room, and was actually accepted into medical school. And I was sick from doing steroids because the scrub soaps made eczema on my arm. So I was on steroids, and then they said, "Oh, what are you doing in medical school? You got 8 years left because the arteries in your heart are all shriveled up from the steroids." So that changed my whole course in my life. So I went to chiropractic school instead. And diet, I think, is so important. The healthiest people I see are vegetarians and vegans by far. You don't want to have your body inflamed all the time, because the inflammation, you're more susceptible to what a virus can do to you.
Okay, please say that again.
So if your body is inflamed, if you've got inflammation going on, the viruses then can take advantage of you because the inflammation slows down your whole immune support.
Okay, and I think, Dr. Brandenburg, that a lot of people don't realize that they have inflammation.
They don't.
Right?
Well, as you get older, you feel it.
Right.
Yeah,
But we may
when
not
you're
even know
20.
that that's what we're feeling.
Well, that's true.
Right.
Well, then you go to the medical doctor and they diagnose it as arthritis or gout or, whatever, silly things.
Okay. Wow.
Asthma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And so those diets support less inflammation in your body,
Yes,
of
the
course.
four most inflammatory foods on the planet, number one is sugar, number two is dairy. Dairy has casein in it, that's the protein, and it's actually casomorphine. And I grew up on a farm, so the morphine in the cow milk is how the calves survive, because they get addicted to the morphine in the milk and they follow their mother around the barnyard. Problem is that now we feed them to our little kids with the morphine, and it makes them happy, raises your dopamine in your brain. The problem is the casein breaks down in your liver into sulfuric acid, which is inflammatory, and then you have to buffer it by taking calcium out of your bone to buffer it. So the milk drinkers all have osteoarthritis and osteoporosis.
Actually, I did know this because my daughter is such a hardcore vegan and got us
Good
in
for
that
her.
direction.
Yeah.
When she told me that,
Okay.
I was amazed
Yeah.
at that information, and I'll just say that. So yes.
So the third category And this is a protein that our bodies make called kappa B. It's a very inflammatory protein that you're supposed to make if you injure yourself, because you want the inflammation to get in there so you can repair the damage to the tissue. The problem is that if we eat meat, meat is full of kappa B, very inflammatory. So all forms of meat, red meat, pork, chicken. Chicken is actually the worst if it's commercially made.
Right.
So meat eaters have a way better chance of being really sick from the coronavirus.
Okay. Okay.
And then the fourth category would be gluten. And, that's bread. So gluten is a protein called gluteomorphine. That's also morphine.
Okay.
That's why you crave that hot bread out of the oven.
Oh, no kidding.
It raises your dopamine.
And I'm a woman, so we're just kind of carb addicts, you know? It's so true, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's really, I think, probably key to changing your diet, because it's so easy and you can do it on your own. You don't have to go to a doctor. You don't have to buy pills, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The third category is nutritional supplements.
Okay.
I think they're very helpful, especially with this corona going around. You want to be thinking about taking antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, immune boosters. So those are really simple. They're vitamin C, ester C especially, not ascorbic acid. That's really helpful in cardiovascular disease. So you want the bioflavonoid part of it. That ramps up your T-cell activity about tenfold within 10 minutes of taking ester C.
Okay.
If you eat sugar, it takes those same T cells and ramps them down about 3 times weaker within minutes.
Wow.
And you need the T cells to gobble up the coronavirus.
Wow. Okay.
Vitamin D3, very important. Vitamin D3 is a natural steroid in the vitamin world.
Okay.
But it is not a steroid that gives you side effect. It's a steroid that helps reduce inflammation. And I have a friend who's a brain surgeon in Texas. He stopped giving his patients cortisone after the surgeries, and now he gives them 100,000 units of vitamin D.
100,000 units. Wow.
And really this location, in the winter we don't make vitamin C because the sun is too far down in the horizon. So you need to do vitamin D probably during the winter. And then in the summer, you have to go out in your bathing suit for an hour on both, half an hour on each side. And people here don't do that. They cover themselves up and they put, blockers on. So D3, probably 10,000 in the winter and 5,000 I use in the summer. So if you're doing 1,000, it's not going to boost your immune system much.
Wow.
Vitamin A is also an immune booster. There are lots of herbs that will boost your immune system, and there are herbal formulas called immune formulas. I like vitamin iodine, the mineral iodine. We get the one called iodoral, and there's 12 milligrams of iodine in it. Iodine kills all kinds of bugs. And when you swallow it, it comes back up through your head, through your mucous membrane. It thins your mucus, drains the mucus, and kills all the gunk in your nose.
Wow. Okay.
So I have people doing one of those a day, and then if they get a sore throat, I boot it up to about 6 a day.
Okay.
It's also the product that you need to have in your storage for fallout. 4 of those a day protect your thyroid from fallout. Yeah, so your thyroid won't crash.
Okay. And I know we were talking too a little bit about the temperature, how the external temperature affects this virus, kills the virus. So I'd love that information as well.
Okay, I just have a very little bit of it.
That's
so
okay.
If you look at the virus, there looks like the little suction cups coming out of it.
Okay.
Those are the little suction cups that attach to your cell so that they can dump in their DNA into your cell and then use the DNA of your cell to reproduce. The virus itself is a dead organ. It's not a living organism. It's just a dead pile of DNA. So what the sun does, so there's various things that will shear off or shrivel these suction cups. And one of them is high temperature, and even better than that is the ultraviolet rays from the sun.
Okay, okay, so
Yeah,
we
so-
should be getting out in the sun.
We should. And
Yeah.
if you're in Oregon, you're in trouble. And you know, Oregon and
Yeah.
Washington have a lot of corona.
Right,
Those
right,
people have no vitamin D.
right.
Um,
What about like baths, hot liquids?
saunas.
Okay, saunas.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Saunas
Okay.
would be excellent.
Okay.
And then if you want to go one step further than saunas, if you have an ozone machine and you stick your head out of the sauna so you
Yeah.
don't breathe the sauna into your lungs, because it does cause lung damage.
Okay.
Your lungs do not have lymphocytes in the tissue, and so ozone is degraded in your body by using lymphocytes. So it can injure your lungs and your eyes. So these little skirt saunas.
Yeah.
So that's my ozone machine right behind you. They're
Okay.
small, $69
Okay.
from Amazon.
Okay, say that, is that this little guy right here?
It's the one on the floor,
Oh, this guy right here?
on the
This guy?
carpet.
Oh, on this guy right
That's
here?
it. That's
Okay,
the
am I
ozone.
allowed to pick it up
You
and
can
show
pick it up.
everybody?
You can.
Can I unplug? Let me unplug
You
it.
can turn it on.
Okay,
Well, she just unplugged.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, so you can't turn it on.
okay,
So the reason I have it in the office is because it kills all the bugs. So we turn that on in the evening, so everything is sterile in this office.
and you can
But-
I could just have this in my house.
You can have we have one in the
I
house.
won't take yours, but yes.
Kills everything. So if you have musty odor somewhere, or like the sauna gets a little smelly, we put that in there, and 2 hours later there's no smell
Wow,
because it kills everything.
wow,
And if you take the virus and you spray ozone over the virus, it shrivels up those little suction cups. It just like.
that's fantastic.
So the other part of that
Keep
is
going.
Robert Rowan, the medical doctor, with the Ebola guru. That's what he used in Africa to treat people with Ebola. He used rectal infusions of ozone, and those people recovered.
Fantastic.
And he is the ozone guy.
Wow,
So I
Yeah.
love ozone.
yeah,
That's another ozone machine. It's got the oxygen tank to it.
okay,
Ozone is O3 instead of O2.
okay,
And I hook up a syringe to that, and I suck up ozone into it and inject it around joints that have arthritis and in trigger points, and the trigger points just soften right off. Yeah, so it's a very effective trigger point therapy instead of getting
wow. Wow, that's pretty cool.
steroid shots.
Wow, wow, okay.
So, do we still have time?
Yep, keep going.
So the fourth thing would be, I love homeopathic remedies. Homeopathic remedies work on a cellular level, at the atomic level, on molecular level, and it's a vibrational frequency change. So I'm board certified as a homeopath, and so I have used homeopathy for 40 years, and it works really great, except for the people that don't believe in homeopathy. I can't make that work for them.
Yeah, no. I totally support all of the, your thoughts and your emotions are the mechanism or the
Yes.
vehicle that carry
Yeah,
the energy of either healing or destruction,
exactly.
for yourself.
Yeah, your mind is the most powerful healing instrument that you have.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want to work with the homeopathic remedies, we have viral drainage remedies, and they work very effectively. They're very good.
Okay. Well, I'm still caught in the whole how stress and anxiety amplifies this virus.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's exactly what we're being told.
That's what they're doing to everybody. That's what we're doing to everybody. That's what we're doing to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, also to support anything that keeps you de-stressed.
Yes.
Right. Amidst all of the craziness.
Yes.
That's going on. And we really want to love and honor everybody's perspective. Okay. We're in this program, we're assisting you to get away, from the fear. Okay. And I'd also love, Dr. Brandenburg, for you to explain a little bit of the difference between a bacteria and a virus, and what a lot of the common practices that people are doing right now, that they maybe not realize what they're doing is not supporting keeping this virus away or keeping things clear via, like, you know, the antibacterial soaps and
Yes,
and
which
things like
kill
that.
bacteria.
Right. So if you explain, because we're all
You know,
kind
and
of
the wipes in
5-year-olds.
the grocery store,
Yes.
they kill bacteria. Well, they kill garden variety bacteria. They actually don't kill the superbugs. They
Okay.
make the superbugs worse.
Oh, wow.
So if you're going to do, you know, antiseptical wipes, you kind of want to use 70% alcohol, and maybe you put a little aloe vera gel in it to make it a little thicker, or witch hazel to make it a little thicker. Yeah,
Right.
hand sanitizers. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Hand
so-
sanitizers.
Right.
So look for the ones that have 70% alcohol. That's the one we know kills the corona.
Okay.
So the difference between bacteria is a one-cell animal material. It's a living cell, and it's, you know, it's if you want to compare a bacteria being the size of a basketball, a virus is the size of a golf ball.
Okay.
They're very tiny. They get through masks. If you're going to wear a mask, yeah, the mask doesn't help. It does for the bacteria.
I'm here to just let you talk. I'm not gonna showcase.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm right with you on that.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. But this is, I think people, I've always felt that people they're maybe afraid to try to manage their own health using their own wisdom, and that the smallest practices are major contribution to our health, like you said.
Yeah.
Just kind of how we think.
Yeah.
And what we're doing every day, whether we're walking every day, obviously our diet. The diet confusion is massive. We can support. I'm a supporter of the vegan diet and vegetarian diet as well,
Yeah.
because I've done some fair diligence on
And at
what you
least if
speak
you're
of.
going to eat meat, it should be organic.
Okay.
You know, grass-fed.
Okay, so I have a question for you, because I'm going to ask you on camera. What if you are somebody who, enjoys meat, is not in a position emotionally or in any form of the desire to extract meat from their diet, but during this time that something like this is active and out there, is it helpful for them to maybe just peel away from it for a short period
It
of
would
time?
be helpful to reduce
Okay.
it. If you eat 4 ounces of meat, if you eat more than 4 ounces of meat, the rest of it is turned into sugar in your liver. So you can only metabolize about 4 ounces of meat per day.
Okay.
And in Asia, meat is considered a dessert or a sweet, and that's why, because it raises your blood sugar. Wow. So I would say stick with 4 ounces or less,
Okay.
and make it organic.
Okay.
Grass-fed doesn't mean it's organic.
Okay.
Grass-fed could be it still had steroids and antibiotics in it.
Okay.
So-
Thank you for that, because I know that a lot of our viewers are just going to go, well, here's another one of those people boasting a vegan diet, and I'm not going to eat vegan. But I think at least with this information, we can make intelligent decisions
Yeah.
that at least work for us. And we've got to use our intelligence,
Yes.
at some point in our lives, right? Did I just say that? I'm sorry.
Well, I've treated like 14,000 people. I don't know that everybody's intelligent,
Okay,
no matter what
right,
age they are.
Right, yeah. It's, unbelievable. And I know, there's everything that you have spoken of today. I would encourage all of our viewers, take whatever you have spoken of, Google it out, check out more stuff on it, right? I mean, go into it and use, the information here. So, Dr. Brandenburg, what would you tell people? Do you feel, this is going to kind of dissipate itself out?
Well, because all of these viral epidemics, pandemics are a bell-shaped curve.
Okay.
So they last a few months, and they ramp up, kill people, and then they ramp down. It's a natural cycle.
Okay.
Interesting that as it ramps down toward the bottom, comes out with medication and vaccines, and guess who takes credit for wiping this out? So, you know, this is not the last of the coronavirus. It's
Right.
going to happen again. And it's like, do we shut down the whole
The world every
world
time
every
it
time
flares
we
up.
get it?
Yeah.
Or do we let our immune system get strong and get an immunity to it?
Right.
So, you know, one of the problems that I have are the people that get out and get vaccines for the flu, and then they get the flu. And like, a lot of the vaccines are not as effective. Last year, the flu vaccine by the CDC said it was 5% effective. Well, that's
Wow.
probably not effective.
Right.
So if you expose yourself, like when I grew up on the farm, when our neighbors had mumps and measles, my mom would take me over there and I would get mumps and measles.
Right.
And it was not serious, it was
Right.
not severe. I kind of believe that same thing with viruses, that you want to be exposed to it and you want to have your immune system develop an immunity to it.
Yeah, I remember in support of that when my children, I have 3 children, and my oldest daughter got the chicken pox. We recognized it within 12 hours. And when I made the phone call, the doctor said, put her in the bathtub with your other 2 kids and give it to them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what, wait, what? And he said, give it to them. Because, well, number one, they're going to get it anyway, and you might as well bout it all at the same time. Otherwise, this thing's going to last forever as each of them progressively get it. But he said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Let this
So what happened
bolster.
to that knowledge?
Yeah.
I mean, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Except it was a tough week for me. But it's not all about me. Not this time. And the doctors that I grew up with, thankfully, I've been blessed with abundant health in my life. And I'm a huge supporter of this type of medicine and healthful practices. But yeah, I remember some of I literally remember seeing the prescription written out to my mother for whatever flu or whatever, or whiskey, honey, whiskey, and
Lemon.
Yeah, and lemon for the sore throat.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. I can't, for some reason, in this community, cannot get people to go buy the whiskey.
Right. You could get Brad to buy it. In fact, you could probably get it from Brad, but that's okay. No. Any other words of wisdom for our audience that you can bolster them with?
I think I've talked enough.
Be calm. Be
calm.
caring of yourself.
Get your mind in the right place.
Yeah.
And don't fear this thing. It's not as dangerous as we all think. Who it's killing are the older people on about 6 or 8 medications
Right.
in nursing homes.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Thank you for being on camera.
Well,
with
thank
us
you for
today.
having me.
Dr. Brandenburg is a practitioner in southern Utah, in St. George, southern Utah. Are you comfortable giving out your contact information for where your office is located?
Sure.
Okay.
Mountain Lakes Chiropractic Clinic, 229 East St. George Boulevard in St. George.
Yeah.
Phone number is 435-674-1926.
Yeah.
Call me day or night. I won't answer the phone at night.
The
You can
best-
still call me.
Yeah, the best part is your answering machine where you're like, we're kind of open on this day. Sometimes we're on a Wednesday. I was laughing.
That's going to soon change
Okay,
with my nephew.
that's right, with Matt.
We're going to be open
Right.
5 days a week.
Yeah, it'll be fabulous.
Yeah.
I want to thank all of you for joining us. Actually, obviously, this is kind of a special episode because I had the opportunity to just grab him locally because he's so spectacular. I hope you have enjoyed this conversation. Again, we encourage you to do your research on everything that Dr. Brandenburg has suggested to you. But more than anything, we hope that this eases you. We want to bring easement to you at this time. Sending you love, wisdom, honor, expansion, and extraordinary in your life, now and always, and do anything and everything you can to find your joy. I'm Kasey Wallace, and we'll be back with you again with another episode of COVID-19, the opportunities you didn't think of. We're going to get into a conversation here. Sit back, relax. Big smile on your face because you're going to have light bulbs going on the whole conversation. Welcome to the office. as I wrangled you in here. She is a licensed and nationally licensed massage therapist who specializes in rolfing, right?
Right.
Tell everybody, what is that?
Okay, so rolfing is structural integration. It's a very different form of body therapy, unlike massage. Rolfing is more curative than massage. What I do is kind of a deep muscle alignment. If I have to shorten it. And my medium I work in is fascia, which is connective tissue. So fascia is found everywhere in your body. So that is our webbing system. That's what holds us together emotionally, spiritually, and structurally. So if your fascia system has what we call a kink in it, you can have a lot of problems. And rolfing originally was started as a method to help people with behavior problems. And Dr. Ida Rolf, because she was the first woman to have a degree in biochemistry, they thought, what are you doing? You're counseling people. So she made it more of a bodywork therapy, and she started seeing a lot of benefit with her own family, and that's sort of what happened with it. But you can take young children that have posture problems in school and completely change their personality, especially those that have been bullied a lot and they don't have good self-esteem. Some of it is because they can't stand up straight. They can't stand up for themselves. So what that helps with the immune system is that the more balanced your body is and the more erect your spine is, better circulation, then you're more resilient to things like the COVID-19.
This is fascinating. It's fascinating. I know that we hear a little bit, depending on maybe the yoga practice that you do and the yoga instructor that you do and where they've gotten their training from, they will oftentimes talk about fascia tissue and how yoga is beneficial for the resilience or even possibly the restoration of some real atrophied fascia tissue in the body. They can often refer to as yin yoga as kind of the fountain of youth because it helps to really get that fascia. And I don't think we know a whole lot about it. We hear muscles, we hear ligaments, we hear tendons, we hear bones, okay? And I think the general public doesn't really understand the fascia tissue component, in the body and how valuable it is for your youth and vitality as well. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. You got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how does your massage differ? I really want to talk about that because I do know that some people have maybe have heard that rolfing can be very painful, and so they're like, yeah, but I don't want to get into that painful thing. And I'm like, well, I don't know that has to necessarily be true. So if you don't mind, let's educate everybody on how the technique works.
Yeah. So it totally depends on your rolfing practitioner. My feeling is the slower you work on the tissue, the more benefit and the less painful it is. I've had a lot of sessions, and if people get into the tissue too fast, you're going to have pain. And sometimes say, well, pain, that's what we want. Pain, no gain. But I disagree. I take a lot of time with my clients, and I move very, very slowly, correcting the tissue. So when they get up, they're not sore. They don't tell me to quit. Usually it's the opposite.
Right.
So I've been doing this 20 years, so I have a very happy medium with my technique.
Well, and I know we were in good company because for you on the camera, you can't see this, but coming out of Deborah's office as we were getting ready to film this was another massage therapist who actually I know, so it was lovely to see her, getting your services. That's always the biggest compliment, I think, is when one professional is receiving a service from another professional in the same industry. So that speaks a lot of volumes to me about your services as well.
Exactly.
And you're so tiny. And how do you do that? I mean, I know it's energy. There's so much energy transference. And the vitality of energy coming off of you is immeasurable. You literally light up the room with your energy field. And so I understand that is also, I think, maybe the key component to getting a service from someone like you.
A lot of it has to come within. I mean, I always say I have a helper in the room, higher power, because it's not just me doing it sometimes. I just almost go in there and it's almost like channeling. I just know what to do for that person.
Yeah.
I don't really follow established 10 series. Sometimes people say, well, you have to have 10 sessions. And I found out that people don't adhere to the 10 sessions all the time. So I look at someone, I treat them exactly where they're at and what they're ready for. So,
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And I know, I'm also a big supporter, of course, that these are all ongoing health practices. I think people don't understand, getting back to what Donald was talking about with the cortisol. I'm totally stuck on that now. That's like,
Isn't that interesting?
that just got coded
Yeah.
in me, okay, for my new vocabulary and my new way of life, okay? But stress and anxiety, they kind of dry this fascia tissue
Yeah,
up,
exactly.
right?
You got it.
We're like, because we're stress buckets, right?
Yeah, and then lack of movement. I'm currently doing my yoga teacher training. I feel very lucky to be in the class right now. And that's something that is very important to me, is movement. The people that come in that do the best with Rolfing they work out, they watch their diet, they drink a lot of water, and they try to have a peaceful existence.
Right.
So, and you were asking about body mechanics. So one thing I really do pride myself on is body mechanics. If I have someone large come in, I just take it one segment at a time. And body mechanics are really big, because otherwise you'll hurt yourself. A lot of Rolfing practitioners last maybe 5-7 years.
Right, right, yeah.
So they're not listening to their body enough. They just want to accomplish it and get it done. So I love what I do. It's a fabulous practice.
You'd have to put, because this is such mindful integration in what you do. And if you didn't love it, it would suck the life out of you.
That's right.
It's loving it that is the regenerative force for what you do, right?
Exactly.
Which is what makes you a master at what you do, right? We love that. So you're in the office here with Dr. Robert. Lovely, lovely. And thank you for your information on the Rolfing. And hopefully some of you out there won't be running from Rolfing anymore. Maybe you'll actually be going, this is pretty interesting and integrative. And thank you also for your insight to support this program with this type of helpful practice for everybody.
All right, so I have a little segment on this episode where I talked about stones that are really good for boosting the immune system, and also stones that are good for anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and things like that. So you can take a look at that, see what works for you. If you're interested in any of those, give us a holla and we'll ship them out to you. Or you can come pick them up if that works for you. Most of all, we want you to be comfortable with how you're purchasing. And I know Rodney already talked about video appointments. We can do video appointments. You can give us a phone call. If you live in the area, we have some short hours. You can come to the shop if that works for you. However it works for you, just let us know. We're more than happy to work with you. So take a look, see what works for you, and let us know. Thank you. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Treasures and Creations. Today I'm going to do a quick little video. I've been asked to put together some stones for immunity, for your immune system, to help build the immune system, and some stones for fear, anxiety, depression, and that type of thing. So I'm going to show you what I've put together for you. So for the immune system, we have malachite. And on all of these stones, I have other shapes and sizes and pieces as well, besides just the tumbles. But it was real easy just to carry the bowls over here. So malachite is a great stone for lowering the blood pressure. It's also good for asthma, arthritis, epilepsy, fractures, swollen joints, growths, travel sickness, vertigo, tumors, the optic nerve, and on and on. Malachite is a stone of protection, and it's an absolutely amazing stone. It also induces restful sleep that helps to combat insomnia. It also is used on all forms of cancer, and it enhances and stimulates the immune system. So that's beautiful. Okay, let's see. Rodney, can you get the door? Adriana's out there. Okay, sorry about that. Someone's at the shop. They want to come in. Okay, lapis lazuli. Lapis is a great stone for boosting the immune system. It purifies blood, lowers blood pressure, cooling and soothing areas of inflammation, alleviates insomnia and vertigo, and overcomes depression. So, and yes, I am reading this. I didn't want to leave anything out, okay? Another good one also is amethyst. And this strengthens the cleansing and eliminating organs and regulates intestinal flora. It helps to reinforce the immune system, helps to relieve stress and nervous system disorders, induces restful sleeps that helps combat insomnia. Okay, then I have two types of agate here. I have moss agate, and I don't have much of that, but I do have tree agate, and these little guys, these little pyramids of moss agate. And I do have other pieces, and most of these I also have in pendant form because it's really good to wear these. Okay, so your agates, they bring abundance and prosperity into your life, but the physical healing, it's believed to speed up convalescence after illness or injury and boost the immune system. It's also thought to be anti-inflammatory, reduce swelling, and lowering temperatures. So this is a good grouping of little stones to have right now. And if you're looking for a bigger piece of amethyst, I got these gorgeous 2 pieces of Uruguayan amethyst that are on a stand, and they're 15% off. This one was $360. It's down to $306. That's a beautiful piece. And then we have this one. This one was $395. It's $335.75. So if you want to get a bigger piece of amethyst in your home, because it's also a third eye stone, and it's about releasing behaviors that don't work, those are beautiful. So I put together a little bag with the immune stones in it, and that little bag is $18, and it also comes with a printout of the stones that are in it. So that's a pretty good option for you. Let's see. So we're going to move on over here to crystals for fear and anxiety, okay? So we have blue lace agate. Not only is it beautiful, you'll find that agates show up pretty much, you know, they're just kind of an all-around fabulous stone. But blue lace brings you grace and tranquility. It'll even assist you to release deep anger issues, calms nervousness, and assist you to release fear of death and oppressive burdens. So that's pretty cool. Labradorite. Look at these beauties. These are beautiful stones. So we have labradorite here. That banishes fears and insecurities. It also strengthens faith in the self and trust in the universe. And right now we get to really trust the universe and know that all is well. Stimulates the imagination and calms an overactive mind, develops enthusiasm and new ideas. And right now we're pretty much recreating ourselves and all it is. So that's a fabulous little stone to have. All right, rose quartz. We all know that that's a stone of love, but this can relieve all the anxiety that a tense situation brings. And it also serves as a reminder during stressful times to remember to love yourself as well as those around you. We're all going through this stressful time right now, and we're all in this together. Okay, garnet. I've got some gorgeous little tumbled garnets, garnet spheres, polished garnets. These are beautiful. Garnet can help alleviate feelings of fear and worry and panic, so you can feel more grounded and connected to yourself in the present moment. Garnet's also about passion. So develop a passion for something that you love to do, and that'll also assist you to release any of that fear and anxiety. All right, citrine. There's some beautiful little tumbled citrines. And the citrine is all about emotional healing as well as abundance. But emotional healing, it can assist you to relieve and heal the negative emotions of fear and anxiety. It's full of positive benefits, and it changes your energy into positive. It also helps you to release stress. So this is a great one. Sodalite. Here we go. Here's the sodalite. And those are great little chunks. That's a Brazilian sodalite there. That can be a life-changing stone. It's actually recognized as one of the most powerful crystals for dissolving guilt, fear, and general self-punishment. It bridges the gap between your heart and your mind, bringing clarity to mental confusion and inner peace to a rowdy mind. Wow, cool. Okay, lepidolite. This is one of my great ones that I like personally to relax and let go of any fear or stress, because it'll decrease stress, depression, anxiety, and all kinds of panic disorder feelings, and it replaces them with gentleness and a balanced energy. And one of the reasons why it does that is because it actually has lithium in it, and lithium is very calming. Lithium quartz is also another great one. Okay, black tourmaline. I've got some beautiful little black tourmaline chunks. This is great for dispelling fears, obsessions, and neuroses, and it brings stability, encourages positive attitudes, happiness, and it also is very grounding. And right now, where things are changing and there's a lot of uncertainty, it's good to stay grounded. Stay grounded, release your fears, and know and trust the universe. Okay, and then we have obsidian. I have all kinds of obsidian spheres. I have some rainbow obsidian tumbles. I have obsidian hearts. This is a protective and a guarding stone. It's also a feeling of security with obsidian. It reminds us to protect ourselves against harsh words or actions of others and from the stresses and strains of life. It's also good to have in a working environment. It's also good to block EMFs. The tourmaline and the obsidian are really great for that. So these are great stones for fear, anxiety, depression, stress relief. And I can put these together in a little kit for you, and we can figure out what that'll cost, and you can determine which of these you want. No, you don't have to have all of them. You can pick and choose. You can also make an appointment, come into the store, and you can choose your own stones. So if you want a bigger piece of lepidolite or a bigger piece of labradorite or citrine, or if you want to choose one of these absolutely yummy garnets, come on in, set an appointment. We'll let you know. I post on Facebook the days and times I'm going to be here. If that doesn't work, you can always set an appointment and come on in. So I just want everyone to know that we are here. We're doing our best to love and support you in this journey of uncertainty and, who knows what. And just know that all is divine, all is in order, and we're growing into something beautiful. I love you all. Stay tuned. So whatever's speaking to you, give me a holla.